You want to try that, buddy?
I will lock you up.
You want to try that?
Yes, I will.
You want to try that?
Standing by the mailbox. Technically, this is still their property.
Just shut your mouth. Because you're useless.
Do anything you say.
You're useless, bro.
Okay.
This is called a career killer right here. This camera.
Dove Technologies, a private company that receives tax dollars through government contracts and specializes in selling printers, barcode readers, thermal imaging cameras, and security systems, found itself under scrutiny as an individual filmed the activities outside its premises from a public easement. As the camera rolled, capturing the comings and goings of the employees, the situation took a tense turn. After approximately 10 minutes of filming, two men emerged from the building. One of them exhibited an air of hostility, striding purposefully towards the individual behind the camera, who went by the name Pepperoni. This man claimed that Pepperoni needed to provide signed authorization in order to film him.
Deputies arrive on scene nearly 20 minutes later.
Oh, nothing. Just getting assaulted out here. That's about it.
Getting assaulted?
Yeah, by one of their workers.
What happened?
I was just out here taking some pictures, and one of the guys came out here saying he didn't want to be filmed, and he ran up to me, started circling me, grabbed my camera, started pushing up on me. So that sounds like an assault to me. And it's all videotaped.
You have it on video?
Oh, it's all recorded. Luckily, he didn't break my camera. Otherwise, I probably couldn't show you guys if you want to see it. Because I do want to press charges on him.
Was there something involving a taser?
Oh, I pulled it out in self-defense.
Okay.
When you come out at me like that and you're about to destroy my stuff and do bodily harm to me, you're damn right I'm gonna pull a taser on someone.
The Dove employee in South Carolina, following Section 163600E1, tries to seize the manned camera unlawfully, which is recording. This action constitutes assault and battery in the third degree. Despite the Dove Tech employee's failed attempt to intimidate Pepperoni with audience, they both enter a building and contact the Florence County Sheriff's Office, anticipating law enforcement's imminent arrival. Pepperoni remains at the location to avoid the appearance of fleeing and diligently continues recording, ensuring he stays off private property. Approximately 20 minutes later, deputies finally arrive at the scene.
You're just
all right.
Calls him to get up.
Is it free speech? Am I allowed to say stuff?
Well, you have a freedom of speech, but there's also something called breach of peace.
Okay, I'd like to see you try that, buddy. Those people put hands on me. I'm the victim. So you want to turn it around on me?
I'm not turning it around.
Please do so.
What I'm telling you is...
You guys are known to be the biggest pieces of
okay.
in South Carolina.
Let me explain something to you, all right?
Yeah, sure. Explain to me public photography and people coming up and touching me. What did I do wrong?
Are you going to let me talk?
Go on ahead.
What I was saying is, I don't need you yelling while I'm trying to talk to this man, because that's going to cause him to yell, cause a scene, you get mad, he's going to get mad, then it escalates.
Okay.
Just talk to this deputy.
Let me tell you something. I'm allowed to say whatever the hell I want. If I want to say to him because he came up and grabbed me, and I want to call him a dummy for doing that, I have every right to.
What? If you yell across this parking lot, well, you have all these people standing around.
Another deputy arrives and investigates the cameraman who gives his info to him. One of the cops gets offended, and there the cameraman explains to him what he is supposed to do rather than what he is doing. Another deputy seems ill-prepared for his role as he mistakenly relies on a mailbox in the edge of a roadway to determine property lines. In reality, every county possesses parcel maps, clearly delineating these boundaries. Here, the public easement lies approximately 20 feet behind the fire hydrant, distant from the road's edge. Later, another officer arrives. The cameraman found himself in a dire situation. He was apprehended by law enforcement for alleged breach of the peace, resisting arrest, and third-degree assault and battery. Upon his release, he sought medical attention for a concussion inflicted during his arrest, but claimed to have been ridiculed and denied treatment by the authorities. Distressed, he returned home only to discover that all his recorded videos had been erased from his camera. Determined to uncover the truth, he managed to recover the deleted footage, which surprisingly included an inadvertent recording of the officers themselves. As a result, all charges against him were dropped, and a formal complaint was filed. A subsequent review of the footage by the Florence County Sheriff's Office led to the immediate termination of Sergeant Morrison, who was found to have violated multiple policies and potentially engaged in criminal acts. This development was made public in a news report, highlighting the incident involving a deputy who tackled an individual while being recorded, prompting their dismissal from the force. In response, the cameraman intends to file a lawsuit against all parties involved. This incident underscores the importance of filming encounters with state officials, as it serves as crucial evidence in holding them accountable.
2018, ran a red light while making a left turn. What he didn't realize is a deputy of the Harris County Sheriff's Office was right behind him and witnessed the infraction. The deputy initiated a traffic stop, and as the vehicle slowed down, Constable Herman flashes his red and blue strobes to communicate that he was part of the same gang. The deputy can be heard calling in the vehicle to ensure it wasn't stolen, but less than 2 minutes after pulling him over, Constable Harris grew impatient and exited his vehicle and approached the deputy's cruiser.
On May 8, 2018, a man ran a red light while making a left turn, oblivious to the fact that a deputy from the Harris County Sheriff's Office was positioned right behind him, attentively observing the violation. Promptly recognizing the offense, the deputy promptly initiated a traffic stop. As the vehicle gradually came to a halt, Constable Herman, displaying his red and blue strobes, sought to convey his affiliation with the same law enforcement agency. In an effort to confirm the vehicle's ownership and verify that it was not stolen, the deputy proceeded to communicate the necessary information through the radio. However, Constable Harris, growing increasingly restless, found himself unable to tolerate the short wait. Consequently, he exited his own vehicle and approached the deputy's cruiser less than 2 minutes after the initial stop had occurred. Constable Herman, denying the violation, mentioned that it might have been captured on video. Expressing concerns about safety, the deputy informed the constable that running the vehicle's plate was standard procedure to ensure it was not stolen. The constable argued that he had flashed his back strobes, which were not seen by the deputy. Despite the constable's objections, the deputy insisted on obtaining the required documents. The constable, frustrated, mentioned his government-issued license and stated that the vehicle belonged to the county. He requested to talk further and retreated to his vehicle, while the deputy returned theirs to run the necessary checks.
Okay.
Sorry, what'd you say, Constable?
I said, are you going to get out and approach my car, or we're going to sit here all day?
I'm trying to safely conduct my traffic stop, sir. I'm going to run your plate, make sure your vehicle's not stolen.
Okay.
You know the standard procedures, right, Constable?
No, I didn't know there was a standard, but I guess there is.
I try to keep myself safe, make sure that's not a stolen vehicle. I just pulled over.
No, it's not a stolen vehicle. I flashed my back strobes at you, which I'm sure you got on your video. I'm trying to work.
I did not see those back strobes.
Okay. What can I do for you? What do you need from me?
I need your license, please, and proof of insurance.
You serious?
You just ran a red light right in front of me.
Okay, I didn't run a red light.
It's on camera.
Why? If I did, I certainly didn't mean to. So what are you gonna do? You gonna write me a ticket?
No, sir, I'm not.
Okay. You know I got a license. You know that's a county vehicle because you've already run it.
It is a county vehicle?
That's a county ride, man.
Okay, let me do it. I'll be right back with you.
I'm gonna step back in my vehicle now that you know who I am.
The flashing of strobes alone does not provide evidence that the vehicle is not stolen. Upon reviewing the video footage, it becomes apparent that Constable Harris was the third vehicle to run the red light, raising doubts about it being a mere accident. Constables are elected officials, and in this particular case, Constable Harris admits to having a long-standing acquaintance with the deputy. It is plausible that Constable Harris, relying on his familiarity and displaying his uniform, anticipated that it would help him avoid receiving a ticket, and indeed his strategy proved successful in evading a citation. After the video of the incident gained widespread attention, Constable Herman reached out to the sheriff's office and requested the deputy to issue him a traffic citation for running the red light. However, the deputy informed him that the traffic stop had already been cleared and only a warning had been given. Due to the extensive media coverage surrounding the incident, Constable Herman made the decision to issue himself a citation for the violation. He entered a plea of no contest and paid the fine. It remains uncertain whether he would have taken such action in the absence of media scrutiny, but this incident raises questions about the perception of preferential treatment and unequal application of rules. Here's our next investigation, so stay tuned.
May I see your driver's license, proof of insurance, please?
Was it a crime to take photographs in a public area? Am I being detained now for the 15th time on camera? Yes or no?
Yes. What have I done wrong?
You're illegally detaining me! You clown, are you kidding me? Go get a real job, you rude human. Get away from me. I'm not saying anything to you, I don't need to answer your questions.
I'm smelling an odor coming from your car.
Oh, here we go. Go get your puppy then.
Today's story revolves around a channel named CM. Parked on Oak Street in Minnesota, CM awaited their partner for a scheduled task. However, their wait was interrupted when a resident from the vicinity approached their vehicle expressing concern about CM's presence in a public space. CM calmly explained the reason for their presence, citing the neighborhood's general activity. Undeterred, the resident decided to call authorities to conduct a well-being check. In response, Officer Jansen from the North Branch Police Department promptly arrived at the scene to assess the situation.
Here is calling the police on me, so I'm just waiting for him to show up. Just go ahead and I'll be there in a second.
Shortly after, Officer Jansen of the North Branch Police Department arrives on scene.
Hello.
Howdy.
Is your driver's license, proof of insurance, please?
Is there any reason for it?
Yes.
What's the reason?
One of the neighbors in the
This neighbor right here.
neighborhood called in saying that you were taking photographs of her while she was out in her yard.
Taking photographs of her.
Yeah.
Regardless of how she became aware of CM's presence on a public street, and even if CM was taking photographs of her, it is important to note that photographing in public spaces is generally legal and does not require CM to provide any personal identification or papers to the resident. The officer does not believe CM and plans on detaining him.
Do you suspect me of having committed a crime? Am I in the commission of a crime? Yes or no? That's simple.
That's what I'm trying to determine.
Well, no, I'm not. So you've determined
I
it
don't
now.
have to take that for your word for that.
So are you telling me I am unable, as a free citizen of the United States of America, to sit in a public area, public space, with my phone on my mount, which is where I prefer it to be? Doesn't mean it's taking pictures. That's just where phones go, on the mounts. You're not supposed to hold your phone in Minnesota?
That actually doesn't.
Well, I'm just getting ahead of time. It's safer, isn't it?
It seems that there was a heated exchange between CM and Officer Dan Jansen during their interaction. CM expressed frustration regarding the officer's claim of smelling an odor and raised concerns about the subjectivity of such claims. CM also mentioned their intention to document the encounter and share it on social media platforms.
Can I help you?
Sure.
What can I help you with?
Actually,
am I being detained? Am I being detained? No, you may not. That's private information. I'm not going to share with a random person. Am I being detained? Am I being detained? You are a random person. You haven't even identified yourself as a police officer. Appalling. That's appalling. Am I being detained now for the 15th time on camera? Yes or no?
Yes.
I'm being detained. What am I being detained for?
Investigation into a suspicious activity.
What's the suspicious activity? Sitting in a public space with my phone on my mount?
While the provided dialogue suggests a tense atmosphere, it's important to remember that maintaining a respectful and calm demeanor during interactions with law enforcement is generally advisable. Engaging in a calm and cooperative manner can help prevent the situation from escalating further. It's also worth noting that if CM believed their rights were violated, or if they had concerns about the officer's conduct, they could consider filing a complaint or seeking legal advice for further guidance. And just like that, the officer leaves. It is indeed concerning if CM felt that they were held against their will for not complying with a request that may have been outside the scope of the officer's authority. While the specific outcome of CM's interaction with Officer Jansen and the department is not mentioned in the provided information, it is possible that CM took further action, such as filing a complaint or pursuing legal recourse, if they believe their rights were violated. Such actions can help address any potential misconduct and seek appropriate resolution.